Hi, I'm Kevin with TravelScoot USA, and today we're going to show you how to swap out the hub drive motor in your TravelScoot Deluxe.
The tools we'll be using for this repair are an 18mm open wrench, some type of hammer, a 2.5, 3, and 5mm Allen wrench, as well as something to cut with. We'll start off using the 2.5mm Allen wrench. Make sure that it lines up with the screws. Grab a hammer, tap that in so you get a really good purchase. Use the short end of the Allen wrench and then twist. Remember, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. This one has a lot of rust on it, so it's a little bit more difficult. I'm switching from the short end to the long end to get this off a little bit faster. A T-handled Allen wrench is much easier, but we are using the travel toolkit. Again, short end, tap, and twist. This one doesn't have as much rust. This is a very old scooter that had water damage on it. We'll see that it's a little bit more difficult than what you would probably be working with. And remove the brake band. Now we're going to be looking at the two tie wraps. Take your snippers and remove them. Pull them away from the battery tray. We'll be replacing those later. To disconnect the motor from the controller, place your right thumb at the brake and then place your left hand on the controller side and put your left thumb on your right knuckle, and then using your hands, not your arms, push away. This will make it to where you will not harm yourself by pulling your arm so hard that you hit something. Now we're going to remove the end cap, grab our 18mm open wrench, and we're going to be turning that to the left. Again, with a lot of rust, this is much harder than you'll probably have to deal with. Normally, you can remove this nut once it's loose with your hand, but because of all the rust on this one, I need to do this the long and difficult way with the open wrench. And we'll speed this up a little bit because it's not coming off. We will completely remove the nut because it's so rusted, and the new motor comes with a new lock washer and nut. With the old motor removed, we're now going to put the lock washer on the inside, which is different from the Deluxe. The axle has a flat portion on it. We're going to slip that inside of the fork and then work the opposite end with a towel to protect the motor from scratches. Take a flathead screwdriver and get that seated, and then the other side, this is a better view of the lock washer. It is on the inside. This is very important. We're going to use the screwdriver to adjust that so that way the lock washer seats in place. Grab your axle screw, start it by hand, use the 5mm Allen wrench to screw that in all the way, and then you can see that the nut is much easier to install by hand without that rust, and then use the 18mm open wrench to get that all the way tight. Now this is important that that is as tight as possible because you do not want that nut to become loose. If it's installed correctly, you're going to notice that the motor wheel moves freely. There will be resistance, but you want to make sure that it moves freely. If it does not move freely, that means that the lock washer is on the outside, and so you need to remove that lock washer and get it on the inside as seen in this clip. Next, we are going to install the end cap, and then grabbing the motor side, we're going to find the white or black arrow. And then find the white or black arrow on the controller. Make sure they line up, because if they do not line up, they will not be installed correctly. The pins need to line up or else they can break. As long as the arrows align, you're good to go. And that's it for the install.
All right, that wraps up our repair. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at 800-342-2214. Thanks for watching and happy scooting.